Hi Taurus, welcome to your May 2020 reading. Thanks for joining me. My name is Michelle. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus signs. Special welcome to my podcast listeners on Apple and Spotify. Taurus, looking at your reading overall, it's very much a feeling of you as an immovable object meeting the force around you in such a way as you're resistant. You're resistant to change. You're resistant to movement. You're resisting to letting go. So there's a feeling around you of power, and I get it as an immense, powerful force around you, but yet you're also meeting it with just as much force in the opposite direction. So what's happening? Well, not a lot as a result. It seems to be very stagnant here as a result. Now, Taurus, the feeling that I'm getting around you here with the World in reverse and the King of Cups in reverse is the feeling of being detached from your inner feeling, from what you're feeling inside. I get this as you being more thought-based at the present time, more practical. So when it comes to this resistance, what I'm getting for you is that you can't afford the luxury. This is what you're saying to yourself. Something like you can't afford the luxury of thinking about something that is more for pleasure or more for your own personal happiness. No, I get you instead thinking to yourself, no, I need to focus my energy on practical things right now. I need to build up my finances, because some of you Taurians may have been dealt a little bit of a blow recently, because I have you here as the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So I do feel that there's been a loss of some kind. Now, it could be around a recent job. It could be also about losing some savings. You know, when I picture that bull, I picture that bull. For those of you who've been to New York and Wall Street and seen that bull, that big bronze bull that they have there, that's what I'm picturing in my mind. So it may be stock market related for you Taurus, where there has been this lack. So I do feel that you're in this mindset at the moment of believing that you don't have enough, and you don't have enough to afford luxuries. So I get you as someone who is reining in your finances at the moment, trying not to overspend, saving what you can, and looking to reprioritize when it comes to your portfolio or your wealth. And as a result of that, I get you as just dismissive of anything that is more fun or something that's more playful, or something that brings you pleasure. You know, I've got you here, the Three of Cups in reverse and the Three of Pentacles. And I feel that this is you putting all of your work and effort towards rebuilding or building up your wealth. And as a result, I get you as not really looking at anything in terms of social occasions. For obvious reasons, we have been at a time where we haven't been able to do that anyway. But I feel it's more than that for you. It's more than social distancing. It's just not feeling like that's for you. I get you as very practical and very self-directed, and thinking of this as a bit either too indulgent. I get an indulgent energy around that. Now, what you have been doing, though, Taurus, is using this time to work on your skills, because I get that you feel there is something that's lurking beneath the surface. I do feel that there's something that you want to do, something that is more creative, something in which you can hopefully earn some money doing, but you're not sure that you have all of the skills or talents there yet. So you've been working hard to take some courses, perhaps online, and do what needs to be done here in order to build your skill level up, so that you can have the confidence to try. Because I get you being a little bit resistant or reticent even. I get some reticence there to try, because you don't feel, or you haven't felt rather, that your skills have been up to par. But I feel that they're actually further along than what you were considering. So we're always our own worst critics. So I feel that you've been very self-critical here, and you're actually further along than what you believe. But with the Magician and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, I see this as this force that's around you, and you resisting that force. Self-doubt, self-criticism, and a lack of belief in oneself. Now, you would never admit that, but I think deep down, I do get that energy around you of doubting that you can achieve this, doubting that you can pull this off. So I get an energy around you of thereby resisting this force that's around you. I see the Wheel of Fortune as the force, the power, this power that is around you that's kind of leading you in a certain direction. It's determination, it's will, it's an ability to connect more deeply with your own natural power, feeling that power within you with the Magician card. But you're resistant to that. This is coming from your own inner strength, with a touch of wand energy, with a touch of that fire. So there's a feeling around you of trusting this great force within you, or needing to trust that great force within you, because I get you not trusting that, and that is what's blocking this power around you becoming activated. It's negating your ability to create something positive, some kind of change that you want to bring about in your life. And the thing is, when that power is there, and it's only there for a certain amount of time, you don't want to ignore it when the time comes. And I feel that you have been. The thing is, there's this energy around you of substance, something that will bring meaning, goodness, something that will fulfill the promise of your own innate talents and gifts. And that's what you want to bring to life. That's what you want to manifest. But the energy around it is blocked at the moment. I've got you here, the Ten of Wands in reverse, as almost like being completely resistant. I do get that as more resistance here for you, feeling like you're going against the flow, and that's what's causing this heaviness, this oppressiveness around you, because you are going against the flow. The thing is, whatever you're doing now, which is it's a mindset. I feel it's a mindset around you, Taurus, of just believing that you can't make change in your life, that you don't have the skills or that you don't have the money, and thereby ignoring that will, that strength, that determination that comes from within, the ability to use the skills and talents which you have, by the way. I do feel that you have them, although you feel you don't. You have these skills and talents available to you, and Spirit is saying now's the time to use them, to put them to good use, Taurus. But the thing is, you feel, you don't feel that you can. I get a lot of self-doubt, and what I feel around this is that this is you in this bull energy there, that sense of an immovable object meeting this powerful force of the universe, and it's colliding and causing a lot of struggle in your life, a lot of difficulties. The thing is, with the Moon and the Three of Swords in reverse, what I get around this for you, Taurus, is that you have been struggling with a lot of pain associated in your life, and you're not really sure why. I think if you took the time to reflect on what it is you truly want, what it is you feel is your true calling, or what is more authentically you, I think then you would you would get a greater understanding of what's causing this pain, because I feel this pain is being caused by this resistance of yours to change, and thereby finding life to be a bit hard, a bit more of a struggle than it needs to be, because you're not in the flow. You're fighting against the flow of the universe. The universe wants you to change, and you're being there very resistant as this bull energy. And I'll show you the card for that. It's a picture of this bull, this bronze bull here, and what's above him is this parrot, and the parrot is quite bright and colourful and cheerful, and the parrot is kind of like chatter, somebody in your ear, that kind of thing. But the bull is saying, go away from me, that's annoying. It's annoying. So you find people who might be a little bit more frivolous, or a little bit more, shall we say, well, different from you. I'm just going to say they have a different mindset from you. Annoying. I think there's one person in particular that you might find chattering, annoying in some way, and I think that you're wanting to get away from that. So I get you doing that. I get you throwing yourself into work, putting all of your effort towards building up this skill level that you have, working on something that is clearly important to you, but yet I get the energy around you of not feeling ready to get out there and test yourself on the battlefield, so to speak. But you are ready. I do actually feel you're ready, but you're withholding. You're withholding, and it's because you are thinking to yourself that you don't have something. You don't have enough money. Some of you are thinking that I need to build up my finances before I do this. Some of you also are doubting your skills, the ability for you to get out there and communicate your needs, what it is that exactly what you are working towards. So some of you here, Taurus, might find it of benefit to put down a plan, some kind of strategic plan, something that lays the groundwork for this goal that you have. Because with the Justice card and the Death card, I do see change is coming for you, whether you like it or not. And how best to handle it? Well, as a Taurus, it would be from a place of balance. So I get, if you take it one step at a time, one day at a time, one task at a time, and don't try to get too ahead of yourself, then you'll be much more, less stressed, I'd say, less stressed. Because the thing is, Taurus, you don't deal well with change, and dealing with a lot of change all at once would just stress you out. So the thing for you here is not to become so stressed. And I think that when we're speaking about justice there, it's speaking about making sure that you put all of your efforts, or all of your plans down on paper, and then next to that write down what effort needs to be put into each plan to pull it off. And if you tackle each of those things separately and wait until that task is done before going on to the next one, I feel this change won't be quite so jarring. Because the thing is, you're very resistant to letting go, and the personal attachment, your attachment is something that is, it's really an attachment to fear of change. That's kind of how I see this. It doesn't matter what you're doing or where you are or what kind of thing you're in. For you'd rather stay in something that is unfulfilling or unhappy rather than make the change. And I feel that there's people around you at the moment, they're kind of a little bit annoying, chattering in your ear, Taurus, and you're irritated by that, and you're throwing yourself into your work. And I get the feeling that you would rather do or be somewhere else, testing your skills, but yet you don't feel like the timing is quite right. But again, I get the energy here of you're fighting against the flow, and that's bringing out some feelings of pain within, but you're not revealing those. I feel that you're keeping them hidden. This energy of inside of you of feeling pain associated with your current circumstances, you're keeping that within, Taurus. Now also, I do feel that as long as you come from a place of making mindful choices, not really, I'm not picking it up as anything. I don't get any fantasy here, actually. I really don't. Even when I'm speaking about these next cards, which is the Lovers in reverse, the Seven of Cups, and the Page of Cups. For you, whatever you have been thinking about but haven't revealed to others, I get it as something that you feel will bring you joy, will bring you happiness. It's something that you have thought about or fantasized about it. You have fantasized about it in the past, but the thing is, it's not fantasy. It's something that can be manifested in the real world. But I feel that it requires you to make a choice to let something else go so that you can work on this. Now, the thing is, you're very resistant to making this change. And so if you continue that way, obviously this is going to remain just a fantasy, a dream, a goal that goes unachieved. There's a feeling around you of, you know what, I'm happy enough where I'm at, but underlying that is an element of you could be doing more, you could be achieving more. So the thing is, you've already achieved quite a lot, Taurus. And as a result, I get you may be resistant to actually making a change because you feel happy enough. For some of you that's the case, and that's absolutely fine. It'll be different for each Taurian here. But if there's something that you truly are aiming for in the future, if your vision of the future is wanting to accomplish more or something else in your life, then I think for you there's a real need for you to start planning for that and do things one at a time, because it tells me that you're likely to achieve success if you go along with that plan that you have in the back of your mind. Now, this is a plan that you've been resistant to take in the past, mainly due to money, I feel, financial elements. And it may have been exacerbated by the recent times that we've been going through. So you've put this dream, this goal of yours on the back burner. But you haven't entirely closed it out. It's just been kind of there, but not many people know about it. And there's an element around you of the people that you're currently around, you're finding a little bit annoying. You find them annoying, and so you spend a lot of time working. And I get that the majority of you are working, you prefer to work solo, solitary, rather than in a group. Now, that's only because the people around you at the moment, you don't seem to be seeing eye to eye, or they're just kind of irritating to you. I keep getting that there's some kind of irritating noise around you, and you'd rather just avoid it. Now, it could be people actually around you, or if you're still social distancing here, there may be an energy of social media, something there that you're finding annoying, irritating, and you're really kind of cutting yourself away from that feeling. Yeah, gossipy kind of energy, silliness. I get a silliness. People who talk about celebrities, or people who talk about things that you're just not interested in, basically. There's people like that around you, and I get Taurus that you'd really just rather be alone rather than listen to this mindless chatter is what's coming into my mind for you. So you want a conversation, yes, but conversation that's a bit more meaningful, depth, that's leading to something, that has some kind of purpose, some practical nature, but this kind of gossipy stuff, you're not really interested in that at all, Taurus. So that's some people around you. But I get you withdrawing from that, trying to keep your distance. The main thing that I'm picking up for you is that you'll find it easier to make change or let go of past things in your life if you can put down this plan of action. I think planning is important for you. I do. And if you can find that place which brings you peace while thinking about making changes, it won't feel so overwhelming. It really won't feel that overwhelming. Yeah. The thing is, you don't want to freak out. You're certainly not that type. For you, it's best to keep things simple. Trying to do too much, especially if you're fearful about loss, financial loss especially, you'll find that focusing on just one task and completing it will return you to that equilibrium, and you'll be able to focus on change. Yeah, rather than fearing loss. Yeah, it will sort itself out. I get an energy of simplification. Simplify things. Cut out anything in your life that is annoying or just is taking up space, isn't serving a purpose. And refocus on tasks. Task-based energy. Something that's going to lead to something that you feel has purpose. Because I do get you have the determination, you've got that power, you've got that drive. I do feel that. But I think that some of it has been kind of taken away from you a bit because of these people around you, or perhaps this social media thing, where it's become a bit silly. It's silliness. So for you, it's about releasing unhealthy attachments and making choices that honour yourself. Moving toward your own objectives rather than I get to you've lost patience with these people around you. Yeah, I get silly gossipy type people. Yeah, no, I get you someone here who is more focused on the task at hand. And I also get this feeling around you of recognizing that by keeping yourself resistant to change, you're going to just continually go up against roadblock after roadblock, or obstacle after obstacle, if you're not on the right path. And I don't feel that you've been on the right path, Taurus. That's the thing. And what's hidden here is taking this other path has caused you pain. And I feel it has something to do with these people around you that have become irritating. So it's getting yourself away from those people. That's number one. Refocusing your energy on the tasks that you really want, this change. Letting go of what you need to let go of so that you can go through and move on to something else. And tackle this challenge, because it's a challenge of bringing fantasy or something that you fantasized about into reality. Something that you know is going to bring you fulfillment. But it's just during this feeling that I'm getting around you of having to... I get distractions. I get that you've distracted yourself. You've distracted yourself from the path here. And that's actually blocked movement. It's prevented you from taking action on this dream or this goal of yours. Yeah. distracting. I think it's a lot to do with these people that you've been around. They've been distracting you in some way. So whoever those people are, I feel that they're the ones that you need to extricate yourself from here, Taurus, and recognize that you can be achieving so much more if you're not wasting your time on silly people. Yeah, I get a lot of nonsense chatter, things that don't mean anything, things that aren't going to lead to abundance, to prosperity for you. And Taurus, I feel that deep down, really, that's your underlying motivator. What's going to pay off for you long term, not this silliness here. So when we think about the energy of letting go and releasing attachments to the past, what I'm getting around you is that if you let your mind become too overwhelmed with the task ahead of you, that's another thing that will block you. So try not to do that. Let's get a card here from the Fairy Oracle, because I get in the future that there will be something that makes you very happy, and I think that you know it. It has something to do with something that you have repressed, something that you have buried within, more of a feeling around you of something that comes from the heart. It's heart-based, so it's either a goal, a job, or it could even be another person, someone that you love, or something that you love, or something that you love to do, even. Something that's going to bring the promise of fulfillment and meeting your destiny. I get you here as meeting your destiny with this Three of Wands, but yet you haven't felt like you could meet your destiny. And so I feel that you've stayed in something that hasn't been fulfilling. And I get the energy that you have found a lot of pain and difficulties because you've been resistant to this power around you, this flow, resistant to the change. You're saying, no, I don't want to change. I don't want to change. I'm just going to distract those thoughts by doing something that isn't serving you. That's the way that I see it. Let's see. Message for Taurus, please, for the month of May. Message for Taurus. Friendship. Okay. Well, it's about finding friends that will lift up and support you, not ones that will drag you down. Because I don't feel that the people that you've been hanging out with here have been, and I feel it may be around work, they're not on your page. So for you, it's about seeking out those friends who will support and encourage you on your journey to fulfill your dreams, not people who will are distractions, or people who will hold you back, or people who don't want to see you achieve more than them. Yeah, who you hang out with, Taurus, that's what's being asked of you here for the month, is to look at who you hang out with and to cut out people who aren't serving you, people who are not on your side, or people who I'm getting an energy around this of people who could actually have some kind of adversarial kind of energy. I'm getting that word, adversarial. They could become adversarial. Yeah. So you don't want that. It's interesting, isn't it? Adversarial people. But yet they're coming in the guise of friends. Interesting. So basically it's about finding, Taurus, the people who will uplift, promote you, and be on board with change in your life, not people who want to keep you stuck and then become confrontational, adversarial, people who become then a block to you. You don't want to do that, because I get that there's at least one person, maybe more, who are particularly irritating to you. And although they're coming in the guise of a friend, they're not good for you, Taurus. And I think you know that. This person is not your person, not your tribe. So Taurus, I'm going to leave it there and wish you the best for May. Please do take care. Like, share and subscribe if you're a newcomer. I'd love to have you, Taurus. Thank you to my podcast listeners as well on Apple and Spotify. And Taurus, I'll talk to you later. Take care for the rest of May. Bye for now.